Hey guys, it's me, your friend, Ms. SpicyX, and you are back on the SpicyX channel. Today, we're going to do True Story Tuesday. True Story Tuesday. True Story Tuesday. True Story Tuesday. Okay, so today's true story goes back to the time whenever I was 5 years old. So I wanted to tell you a short story of whenever I was 5 years old, leading up till now. When I was 5, I was living in a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom home with my mom and dad. It was really, really small house. And I remember one night I woke up and I was having nightmares. I don't remember what the nightmares were about, but I do remember the one time I woke up, there was this really creepy clock my parents had on the wall. I would go back and forth between my room and theirs, but this creepy clock was a Felix the Cat clock. Do you remember Felix the Cat? His big eyes, and then like his eyes would go back and forth and then it would like make noise or whatever. So I remember vividly looking at this cat, and it was late at night and it scared me, and that wasn't the only thing that scared me, but there was a shadow that kept following me back and forth between my mom and dad's room. It would not leave me alone, and I went to my mom's side of the bed and I said, "Mom, let me sleep with you, I'm scared. There's something following me." And she's like, "No, go back to bed. You're not sleeping here." And then I was like, okay. So I went back to my room, and then I was flipping out because, I don't know, it was like in my 5-year-old mind, I was literally seeing things. I was tripping. So I could not see my bed. All I saw was like, it was dark in there was smoke in there. And my mind, and I just was going crazy. In my mind, I was just going crazy. So I ran over to my parents' room again, and I see Felix the cat back and forth with his eyes and his tail hanging down, and it's this ugly clock. And I was like, "Please let me sleep with you. It's following me, and the apparition will not stop following me. Help me." And I was literally experiencing what they would call, because back in my Christian faith days, was an attack from the devil. Do you know what I mean? So I'll never forget that, and it was one of the biggest, most scariest things I've ever had happened in my entire life, that I still to this day could never forget. How I begged to sleep next to my mom, and finally they let me sleep in the bed with them. My dad wasn't very happy. Of course, I didn't know why until I got older. Whenever you get older and you do get married, you know why you don't want kids in your bed. you know exactly why. Yeah, you do kind of get upset. But anyways, growing up, I started to finally see that this religion caused me more harm than good, because all the years of being in church, of being part of everything, I acknowledging evil, acknowledging spirits, acknowledging things, actually had them come to me more than I have ever now. Like before, whenever I was part of the Christian faith, it's like you acknowledge the shadow man does show up. But now that I have ignored it and not acknowledged it, I have not seen it. And that is one of the many reasons why I have stopped going to church. I have many reasons why, and that's one of them. One of the big reasons why I stopped going was because, of course, my faith didn't align up with my marriage. And I just don't find it logical to stop loving who I love for something that may or may not be real. Living in fear my whole life and being portrayed as a victim of oppression when religion has oppressed other people. So I decided, after many hours, many days, many reasons, and thinking hard and long and seeing, I want to see both sides of the story is what I've put myself to do in this. Like, atheist, why are you atheist? Christian, why are you Christian? And looking at both sides directly, seeing the reason why they're this way, they're that way. And I see more logical reasoning on this side than I do on that side, is what I'm feeling like. So I stopped going. And the less that I went, I'm gonna be honest with you, the more content I have been with myself. I stressed so much. I led myself to believe so many things that were not real. Now, if you're Christian and you're watching this, I'm not saying that God's not real, but nobody is out to steal anything from you. Nobody is out to hurt you. Nobody is out to cause you harm. Just live your life. Is that all you gotta do? And whenever I started living, that's whenever I started finding my true inner happiness. That is whenever the shadow man ceased to exist in my life, because that's what kept following me. Now, I know some of you in the comment section down below are pretty funny. You say some stupid trash like, oh, you should be married to men. You both should be with two bearded hunks. Like, whatever, you know? I think that's funny because it's like, don't you know we've actually tried that, been there, done that, and hated it? It sucked, you know? It's not for everybody. Gay marriage isn't for everybody, and neither is straight marriage. And sometimes not marriage at all is still okay. But, you know, it's just the Christian faith that just has really gotten people to believe things that aren't there to be there. And I just want to say, by my personal experience, once I stopped believing those fake things that didn't exist to not be real, they're not real anymore. The shadow man, the boogeyman is not real anymore. I can live my life. I can be happy with the person that I love and what I like to do. And some people choose order for their life, and that's great. I think that, you know, Christianity isn't evil all the time. I think it's great for people who've been in jail. They need some order in their life. People that have hurt other people need to be grounded and firm on something and believe in something, so that way they can be good and stop being bad. And then there's sometimes too much of a good thing can be a bad thing. Some people have way too much and they end up being bad people. I don't know if you've seen it, and based off of my experience, But have you ever experienced somebody who says that they're Christian and they're, for example, supporting a felon to be the next president? And then they say that they're Christian, but they like a pastor who's shut his doors to hurricane victims because, he's a God's man. I don't understand that. So too much of a good thing can be a bad thing because that's what you turn into. Just this person who's me. Oh, well, I don't want you using my money when it's supposed to be God's money. And that's whenever things get messed up. But letting all of that go for me personally and leaving it all behind and realizing that I am not an oppressed victim, that my religion was oppressing other people, and trying to get people to believe in something that they really don't want to believe in and don't really have to, has really been, I don't know how to explain it. It's annoying. Kind of annoying now. Like, I'm annoyed now. It's like whenever I see people talking about it, I'm annoyed. Whenever I hear or try to listen to a sermon, I'm annoyed. I can't go back. I felt like all my years in Christian college was a waste. And yes, I feel like I wasted time and resources on something that I no longer believe in. And I'm being honest, I'm being truthful. And now to actually live the other side of things and be oppressed by a religion I was once part of, now that I see as a cult. It's very shocking. It was very shocking because I remember sitting in Bible college and we saw Jonestown. They're part of the AG Church. Can you believe it? People's Temple turning into this cult. And then I remember in the same class they were talking about homosexuality and talking about, oh, it's so wrong, the Bible's against it. And now I look at it and I laugh because I'm just like, well, I'm glad I don't believe in this anymore. Because now I'm like, who are you to tell me who I should or shouldn't be with? And just looking past that and living my life freely, openly, happily married makes me happy. And I just wanted to share that with you guys. Just a real part. And not overshare, of course, but just talk to you about something that's been on my mind and tell you a scary story. That whenever, in my experience, all my years of living, whenever I open the door to evil things, those evil things showed right up from the age of 5 to the age of 20. I think 28 was my last time ever seeing an apparition in my entire life. The last time I saw this apparition was whenever I was 28. I had started accepting myself for who I was. But my religion wasn't letting me. And at night I had this horrible dream. Just like I was 5 again. Everything was just black. And my closet door opened. And this lady came out of the closet. She was old, she was ugly. And she said something to me. She stood over my bed and she said something. And it was like she showed up because I acknowledged her existence. When you don't acknowledge the existence of those things, the less likely they are to show up. And that's from my personal experience. So I know everybody out there, we probably experienced a bad dream in our lives one time or another. But the best thing for you to get rid of it truly, don't acknowledge it. Ignore it. Don't give her a name. Whatever it is, don't give it a name. Don't talk to it. Ignore it. When they're ignored, they ignore you. And I think it's scary when people mess with that stuff. Now that I'm no longer in it, in that deep part of what is called like Christian witchcraft, and what I began to realize was like witchcraft. I've been so set free from all of that I don't have to worry anymore. And that is my story of why I have no longer pursued the Christian faith anymore, have deconstructed, took time to sit back and look at things for what they are, and to realize it's really annoying. And also, the Shadow Man's gone because I don't acknowledge him. So that was True Story Tuesday, guys. Please like and subscribe. Put a comment in the comment section down below and tell me what you would like for me to talk about next. Would you like for me to tell you about the time I found out I was gay? Or would you like for me to tell you about the time I had my first relationship with a woman? I'll be open to that. Please put it in the comment section down below. We'll talk about it. And with that said, guys, I hope that you like this video. Please like and subscribe, and I hope that you're all having a good day. And if not, I hope it gets better, and don't forget to eat something spicy because your mom told you to. Have a nice day. Bye.